Once upon a time, there was a girl named Rupunzel. She was a school-going kid. One day, when Rupunzel was walking to her school as usual, she met with an accident.
रेडियो कार्यक्रम किड्स वॉइस
Okay, now it's time for the riddle. So, tell me, who am I? People buy me to eat, but they never eat me.
बालबालिकाले सुन्नै पर्ने कार्यक्रम मात्र रूपन्देही एफएम 102 मेगाहर्जमा प्रत्येक शुक्रबार बेलुका 5 बजेदेखि 5:30 बजेसम्म।
Good evening, kids. Good evening, listeners. This is Anamika Bishal Jaswal, your anchor for the show Kids Voice. So today, we'll be listening to a story named Rupunzel and the Scary Ghost from a book, Baby's Dream, written and published by me myself. As today is our first show, I would like to introduce all about this. So every Friday evening, 5 p.m. we'll be meeting, same time, same show, in your favorite FM, Rupundehi FM 102 megahertz. So as it's our new show and obviously the first one today, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the program. So today, what we'll be doing is, at the starting of the show, I'll be asking a riddle to the kids, and at the end of the show, I'll give you the answer of the riddle, and in the middle of the show, we'll be listening a story. So the main reason I'm doing this program is so that kids may be more motivated in listening to the stories, telling stories, reading storybooks, because I personally believe if you are a good reader today, you can be a good speaker tomorrow. At the starting of the show, I'll be asking you a riddle, and at the end, I will answer the riddle. So are you ready for the riddle for today? So the riddle is, who am I? Kohoma. If you drop me, I will surely crack, but if you smile at me, I will always smile back. मलाई खसाल्यौ भनी पक्कै पनि फुट्ने छु, तर यदि मलाई हेरेर हाँस्यौ भनी म फिर्ता हाँस्ने छु. Kohoma. So keep on your thinking cap on and think about the answer. So let's start with the story, Rupunzel and the Scary Ghost. Rupunzel and the Scary Ghost. There was once a girl named Rupunzel. She was a school-going kid of 12 years old and lived in Nepal with her parents. One day, when Rupunzel was walking to her school as usual, she met with an accident. She had been hit by a red bike. She fell down and lost consciousness. The biker quickly got down the bike and carried Rupunzel to the nearby hospital. The biker thought that he should call Rupunzel's parents and inform them about the mishap. But how? He didn't know Rupunzel or her parents. He then thought of searching Rupunzel's bag for some information that he might find. Luckily, in Rupunzel's diary, he found her school name, home address, along with parents' name and their phone number. Rupunzel's parents arrived at the hospital as soon as they got the information. When her parents arrived, Rupunzel was unconscious. Her parents couldn't bear to see her in this condition and started fighting with the biker. The doctor came in and informed everyone that Rupunzel was fine and only had her leg fractured. Everyone was relieved to hear the news. The biker apologized to the parents, and even the parents forgave him, as he was the one who brought her to the hospital in time. After a month rest, Rupunzel was better as before and also started going to school as usual. But maybe due to the accident trauma, she was very scared to go to the school through the highway. So nowadays Rupunzel chooses to walk through the small forest from her house to the school. When Rupunzel was walking to the school through the forest, she saw a beautiful palace there. The palace was pretty but old. It looked unlived for a long time. There she saw some beautiful flowers of all kinds, but her favorite one was roses, which was in the middle of the garden. She went there and without thinking much, she plucked the rose and kept it in her bag. She didn't even give much thought to whom the garden belonged or how it was there, a palace in the middle of the forest. She thought, as it looked unlived, maybe it didn't belong to anybody. But little did Rapunzel knew, the palace did belong to someone, a ghost who stayed there and didn't like anyone plucking his flowers from the garden. Rupunzel after school went home, but this time the ghost also followed her to her house. Rupunzel loved her roses. She placed it in a vase near her bed. After having dinner, she started doing her homework. But suddenly, what is this? Her books! It started to fly in the air. Her shoes started to walk by itself. She got scared and ran to her bed. But even the bed started to fly up in the air. Rupunzel wasn't knowing that all of this was being done by a ghost. She started screaming and ran to her parents. She told her parents everything that had happened. Her parents came to her room to confirm the story. But when they came there, everything was back to normal. Her parents didn't believe her. They thought maybe she was dreaming. Rupunzel knew it was no dream and she needed someone's help to get out of this situation. At school, when Rupunzel was sad, her best friend Hazel asked her, "What is the reason of her grief?" Rupunzel told her all the story, how she found a palace in the middle of the forest, how she plucked the roses. She told her the scary incident that took place in her house, everything. But Rupunzel was really confused. She didn't know if Hazel would believe her or not. But Hazel, being her best friend, said, "I believe you, my friend, and I think I have a solution to your situation." So Hazel and Rupunzel prepared a delicious meal for the ghost as a peace offering. They went to the same palace in the forest and called the ghost to eat the delicious meal they had prepared for him. The ghost liked the peace offering and came in front of them. Hazel said, "Why are you scaring my friend? What do you want?" The ghost replied, "She has plucked the roses I treasure most in my garden and I want it back." After a discussion, they decided that Rupunzel would plant some roses back in the garden and the ghost will leave her. So the deal was made and they both got what they wanted. Rupunzel got rid of the ghost and the ghost got his flowers back. Well, that's the end of the story. How do you like the story? Do tell me. Hope it was fun, because I really liked it. I mean, meeting a ghost and then offering some peace offering of chocolates and pudding and food. And when does that happen now, does it? Okay. So, I promised you a question in the starting of the program. So, are you ready for the riddle? Put on your thinking caps and tell me, who am I? If you drop me, I will surely crack. If you drop me, I will surely crack. But if you smile at me, I will always smile back. को हो म? मलाई खसाल्यो भने म पक्कै पनि फुट्ने छु, तर यदि मलाई हेरेर हाँस्यो भने म पनि फिर्ता हाँस्ने छु. Can you think of that? What do you think is the answer? Well, as promised, in the end of the show, the answer is mirror, aina. Whenever you look back smiling, it looks back at you smiling, and if you drop it, it's going to break. So, that was all for today's evening. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for another programs. Thank you. Loving you all. This is Anamika Vishal Jaiswal tuning off Rupunzel FM 102 MHz. Thank you.
Once upon a time, there was a girl named Rupunzel. She was a school-going kid. One day, when Rupunzel was walking to her school as usual, she met with an accident.
रेडियो कार्यक्रम किड्स वॉइस.
Okay, now it's time for the riddle. So, tell me, who am I? People buy me to eat, but they never eat me.
बाल बालिकाले सुन्नै पर्ने कार्यक्रम मात्र रूपन्देही एफएम 102 मेगाहर्ज मा प्रत्येक शुक्रबार बेलुका 5 बजेदेखि 5:30 बजेसम्म.